Hi, I'm Erik Linask, coming to you from the TMC newsroom, and we are in the heart of Silicon Valley today, talking tech with Quest Software's Director of MSPs, Mike Byrne. Mike, good morning. Thanks for joining me.
My pleasure.
So, MSPs, really hot topic today. Why? What's so hot? Why has it gotten so hot?
I think it has more to do with the end user space, the SMB space, based on the fact that there's very few small businesses you walk in today where their networks aren't becoming more sophisticated. And from their perspectives, they're relying on their networks as a means of delivering their day-to-day business services and generating their revenue. So without a network, most small businesses today are dead in the water. So as a support component, MSPs are critical based on the fact that most small businesses don't have the budget or the wherewithal or the know-how to hire someone, how to train, retain, and bring that right person in to manage the network, so they outsource. So as the SMB become more reliant on technology as a means of helping them deliver their core business services, MSPs are becoming more and more critical. So it's something that it's been coming on for a long time, and we only see it strengthening the MSP space as it stands.
So what are some of the most important, most critical elements of the support that MSPs are providing today?
Apart from just the core basic, keeping the networks up, it's the help desk. They're providing that one throat to choke type of service for the SMB, where if you're an accountant and you have a small to mid-sized accounting firm, or even if you're a trucking and logistics firm, where you need fleet management software just to keep up with a trucking firm down the road. So you're reliant on these technologies as a means, again, of delivering your business. So as a business owner, you don't want to have to deal with the day-to-day complexities of help desk and all these other, my backup in if I have regulatory compliance issues, like if you're in the medical industry. So the MSP plays a critical component in managing all of that, all of the network peripheral components that allow the business owner and the staff to sort of take their minds off the management of the network and just deliver the core business services that help drive those businesses forward.
How has the emergence and the growth of the cloud model changed what MSPs are doing, or how MSPs can deliver services?
I think I've been asked that question more often over the last couple of years than any other question. I think the cloud's here for all, I think the cloud plays a huge role in terms of taking the hardware component out of the day-to-day, the requirement for a small business owner. So they can throw a lot of their applications in a cloud, so they don't have to incur those hardware costs and stuff like that. Applications like Salesforce,
sure.
The cloud plays a huge role. So I think the MSPs who are really riding the curve and are getting ahead of that are delivering those services. They're managing the hosting centers, they're managing the applications. But at the end of the day, a lot of them are moving into help desk services as well, and they're offering backup services. So the cloud's still there, and the cloud is going to be a huge role. But if MSPs leverage the value proposition that the cloud offers to the SMBs, they can incorporate that into their overall value proposition and help onboard more clients.
Are there particular market segments that you're seeing greater growth from?
With the cloud, or just in general?
Just in general.
So in terms of the MSPs managing the small business, compliance is becoming huge. We're noticing a lot of MSPs that are dealing with the data security standard on a day-to-day basis. So network security is becoming huge. Regardless as to where your data is, you have to think of it from a perspective where if you showed up the next morning and your data wasn't there, how would that impact on your business? Right? So I think from that perspective, the MSPs that are really thinking about that, that entire all-encompassing type of support are really heavily focusing on, security, backup, and core network stability.
What about vertical markets? Any vertical markets more interested in MSPs right now?
That's another really popular question. I think any professional services, at the end of the day, if you think of the value proposition that an MSP provides, it really comes down to the dependency to that small business on their network as a means of delivering their core business service. So from a vertical standpoint, medical's always been hot, legal's hot, but I look at a lot of the engineering firms a lot of our partners that have our software are managing engineering firms, professional services companies, anything that is heavily reliant on their network. So I think more so than a vertical specific, because I think medical is always huge. It's dependency on their network.
Is there any expectation that, as we've seen in a number of different technologies, that this will also grow into a larger enterprise play?
I think a lot of the MSPs that are looking down the road are looking at that, augmentation services, supplemental services, sort of taking the, what's clogging up the most of the bandwidth in those larger companies and saying, hey, look, we don't want to outsource your entire department. We're looking for, providing you with a helping hand. Hey, we'll do your after-hour support. If you don't have, Exchange experts, we'll deal with that. So the ones that are putting their tentacles into the enterprise play are doing it in a supplemental fashion.
Got it. Makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're talking here with Mike Byrne from Quest Software. Mike, thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.